Hi, my name is Tina Shari, and this is my second video for public speaking. I'm talking about the events of, I guess, Sandy. That was the most recent traumatic event that happened in my life. I would have to say that it wasn't as much traumatic as it was just a very trying time. When the storm started, my neighbor from up the street had called me. It was around 11 o'clock at night and said that the water had come up to the top of her steps. Now, neither her nor I live on the bay or a lagoon. We're about each a block away from the lagoon. She called me because she didn't know what to do with her car, and at first, of course, I thought she was joking, but later found out, 5 minutes later when she was, calling me again to say, now it's, coming in the front of my house, what do I do? My husband had already gone outside and saw that the water was coming towards our house. First I drive a Suburban, he brought it up on top of the lawn, then he brought it back down, and we have a ball field by our house, and he was able to bring it there and walked back. We did that with both of our cars. And from there, it just got a little bit worse. The sirens, the boats, the rescue boats were right outside of my house, launching right from my driveway, actually. And all this time, we really didn't know what to do. We weren't being told, to leave. So we stayed, and it was really hard for my kids and myself, because the kids saw, people wading through water that was waist deep with their dogs on their backs, holding, some of their possessions. Um, it did get up into, the first step of my lower floor. I got 17 inches in the bottom of my house, but that's not, we don't live down there. That was like a big rec room. I have a 2.5 car garage, my laundry room. We're fortunate compared to a lot of our friends and neighbors. The day after Sandy hit, um, I helped, go down and get people out of their homes, get some of their pets. We took rowboats from my house down into the roads by it, and just help people more or less get what they needed out of their homes, when and where we could. My next thing to do once the water, went down, was to get everything out of the bottom of my house, and I was lucky that a lot of my friends came over and helped me to tear out my carpets and my walls, my insulation. Again, this isn't space that, I didn't lose my kids, main things and their clothes and, all of my furniture and whatnot. A lot of my friends did. Um, but as a community, we all came together and helped each other to tear out what needed to be torn down. And then once that was done, and, most of the work that we could help out with, I should say, was done, at friends' houses. We went up to the PAL building and helped out there. That was actually a lot of fun. I cooked in the kitchen there. My kids and I can't tell you how many hundreds of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches we made at my house and brought back to the PAL building. And then I guess a funny part of the whole thing is, um, at the PAL building they asked me if I would be able to cut up some carrots. Next thing I knew, there was 500 pounds of carrots at my house. So a lot of my friends and neighbors came over, and we had a good time cutting carrots and, talking about what had happened. And it was a little light part of, it took a little bit of the, I guess, stress of what was going on, and we just, had a lot of fun, and were able to help out the people down at PAL. And no, we didn't get all 500 pounds of carrots cut up, but probably at least 200, 300 pounds of them done within the span of a few days. And I would have to say that seeing the community come together was great. Having my kids involved with helping out other families was a really great learning experience. And each day, I mean, it's not over. Everyone's still rebuilding. So each day it's a learning experience. And if you could take something that, could have been really tragic and turn it around into something that, your kids and yourself can learn from, I think that's, a great learning lesson. That's all I have to say, I guess, on this subject. And I wish everybody luck, and look forward to reading, or well, not reading, but seeing your posts.